I just, like you said, I watched this ruckus on Twitter. I was like,
what?
Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, just went to a majority draw, and you can argue that Manny Pacquiao should have won the fight and was winning.
He was still good at it. I think he was stealing some rounds at the end. Whether he deserved them or he didn't deserve them, whatever, they were close rounds. He might have stole them on the judge's card.
Eyebrows. Both of his last two matches ended in draws, leaving many fans and experts uneasy. The fight with Pacquiao stood out even more, with a large number of people believing that Manny had clearly come out on top. Many supporters have started to question what's really going on behind the scenes. For Pacquiao fans, the fight showed his continued strength and skill.
I know I can beat. Why would I take a chance and fight somebody for $30 million? And that's what these guys do. And the differences between boxing and UFC, you might be the champion, but you don't control anything.
Barrios came under heavy criticism for how he performed. Although the judges called it a draw, many viewers thought he was thoroughly outperformed. He seemed unsure, didn't throw many punches, and lacked the drive you'd expect.
You're back on The Way Concept presented by The Ring Magazine. And folks, I just watched Manny Pacquiao, that's right, 8-division world champion and 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao, off a 3-year layoff. Manny Pacquiao, off a loss before the 3-year layoff, go to a majority draw with a champion in a title fight in 2025. What the just happened? The breakdown, let's go. So like I said, Manny Pacquiao, 2025, fighting for a world championship is not something you expect me to hear. Number one, especially off the 3-year layoff, especially at 147, especially off a loss, and especially not going to a majority draw. This is a win for Manny Pacquiao. I'm just going to say it tonight. He goes on PBC, on Amazon Prime Video for the World Championship. Mario Barrios, I like the guy, but it has to be said, when you have 2 of your last title defenses ending in a split draw and a draw, you may be the worst title holder in boxing right now. That's not comparing him to being a shitty boxer. It's just saying that as of right now, he might be the worst world champion in boxing. It may be one of the worst I've seen in a while. Also, kind of unrelated, this kind of looks bad record because that was supposed to be a stalwart win on, moved up to 140 and beat Barrios for the belt there. But now it's not looking so good because 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao just went to a majority draw, and you can argue that Manny Pacquiao should have won the fight and was winning.
Reminder of why he's considered one of the sport's greats. The moment the fight was ruled a draw, reactions poured in across the boxing world. Experts, former champions, and analysts all shared their frustrations. They said Pacquiao was clearly the better fighter. He landed
honestly, because that right there is rough to watch if you're a Barrios fan. If you're a Manny Pacquiao fan, this is a fantastic night. And you could even argue maybe he should have got the belt. But I think where this fight became more close was in the later rounds when Pacquiao, obviously, close to being an AARP member, was going to slow down. And if your game plan, if you're Mario Barrios, is to go, okay, I'm just going to outlast him. Eventually, he's going to slow down. One, it's psychotic to me to even think, I'll wait for the 46-year-old to slow down in the later rounds. Not, I'm going to go and do what I should do as a champion and go after this guy. Respect be damned. It's a world championship fight. I saw some people saying, oh, he's carrying Manny out of respect. Excuse?
To his career, a win would have made him the oldest welterweight champion ever. A massive achievement. But that opportunity was taken away, not by his opponent, but by a judging decision many believe was deeply flawed. Instead of celebrating a legend's comeback, fans were left talking about what feels like another failure in the sports system. And to put it plainly, a lot of people felt robbed. Manny Pacquiao, at 46, came out of retirement and gave everything he had. It wasn't just impressive, it was history in the making. But the draw, it didn't...
With the draw?
No.
Because, like...
Weird rounds, hard to score.
Yeah, Pacquiao did better than I thought he did. And that's like, we get into that weird territory in boxing where you start grading on a curve. That's not how boxing works. And I was like, oh, Pacquiao's doing better. He's probably winning. Oh, he won. But no, he probably didn't. And a draw is probably, he's probably lucky to get a draw.
Yeah, as I was watching it and scoring it, and I was in the live chat with people, and there was just so many rabid Pacquiao fans that were like, every time he did anything, first of all, anytime he did anything in the arena, the place went absolutely bonkers. Like it was going to tear down. He, honestly, he probably fought 50 to 60 seconds a round. He did not do much. He didn't need to because Barrios didn't step on the gas pedal at all at any point. He was so listless and just kind of like ho-humming through it. So Pacquiao was able to steal moments, and he did a really good job of stealing the end of rounds and making an exclamation point. And also, we saw flashes of the Manny of old when he would have that little like the flourishing signature in the end of something. He'd make that little movement, bang, he'd pop that left hand, he'd fly out, boom, 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 boom. He'd make those little moves, he'd do the fancy feet, and you would be like, but really nothing happened. He didn't land a lot of punches. Like, it wasn't like anything really effective. But it got everybody emotional. It got everybody, and whereas Barrios was the exact opposite. Everything he did was so workmanlike. He has zero charisma. He has no sell on anything he does. He just lacked passion. I know he's Aztec warrior, but where was the passion? Where was the exchanging? Where was the biting down on my mouthpiece and going for it? So there was a lot of opportunities based on how both guys fought for Manny to actually steal rounds, because Mario wasn't selling it. Pacquiao was. The crowd was behind him. But yes, when you do it, you're looking at it almost like you're almost comparing Pacquiao to Pacquiao. You're being like, oh, he fought really good for a 46-year-old. He didn't fight really good for a 12-round main event, champion. He fought really good for a 46-year-old Pacquiao. So you get that idea in your head, like, oh man, he's doing so good. But is he really, or are you just voting for the guy that you like better?
Like, nostalgia is a hell of a joke, and we were all high on Saturday night.
Shannon Sharpe didn't hold back after Manny Pacquiao's fight with Mario Barrios ended in a draw. He criticized the WBC, saying it was unfair and that Pacquiao clearly did enough to win. He also pointed out that Barrios, despite being the younger fighter, didn't show much energy or urgency. To Sharpe, this wasn't just a bad call. It was another sign that boxing is now driven by business, not fairness. Barrios' recent fights have raised eyebrows.
I don't know where to start. So first of all, why do they keep robbing Manny Pacquiao? He got robbed against Bradley.
I didn't see the fight, but I heard from everybody that he got robbed.
You trust Paulie Malignaggi. He said they robbed Pacquiao.
Man, you know what?
He got robbed with Jeff
It's
Horn.
actually weird, because you see, like the way boxing is, the business is. I'm not saying promoters, because it's the same thing with the business, where you want, like, when you have that one fighter that, like, when you have a young prospects that are signed to, like, managers, judges and commissioners, they already know who's the one that's signed, who's the one they want
to promote on. Yeah.
So there's a lot of times where those young fighters get away with wins that maybe should have gone the other way, or maybe a draw, but they still give them the win.
The result felt like it protected Barrios from a loss he deserved, which upset many fans. Trainer Robert Garcia added his opinion, saying boxing has become more about money than competition. He argued that younger fighters like Barrios are often protected because they have more long-term value for promoters. In contrast, a 46-year-old like Pacquiao winning doesn't benefit the business side as much, and that, Garcia said, could explain why decisions like this happen. A retired U.S. Army veteran, known as the Goose, also spoke out. He said that questionable decisions have happened often in Pacquiao's career and raised concerns about bias in judging. He wondered if Pacquiao, being an Asian fighter, gets judged more harshly than American or British boxers. Many fans agree and feel that despite his worldwide success, Manny hasn't always been treated fairly. That belief has added to the frustration. Over the recent draw, Bobby Pacquiao, Manny's brother, was shocked by the result. He said he couldn't understand how the judges saw the fight as even and felt the outcome didn't reflect what actually happened in the ring. Still, he acknowledged that they had no choice but to accept it. His reaction echoed what many fans were feeling: disappointment.
What did you think of last night? Was it a draw, or you thought your brother won?
My brother win.
Yeah.
You know that. Too many people, the crowd is gonna be saying, "Oh, what happened?" Say that. Say, yeah. You know.
Shakur Stevenson, Andre Ward, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, they all said Manny Pacquiao won. Why do you think the judges saw it the other way for the draw?
I'm long time. I'm a fighter also. I'm a fighter. 14 years in the
Sniper.
ring, or 14 years in the ring. But I know the score. You know that. You know the score. So many judges, but I'm surprised that the decision is like that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised, but anyway, the judges and decision is now. Let's accept. We really accept that decision.
Boxing insiders and professionals reviewed the fight frame by frame. and their conclusion was the same. Pacquiao should have won. He led the action and landed the better punches. Yet the decision didn't reflect that. This has reignited the debate over how often boxing gets it wrong, especially when money and marketability seem to come before fairness. For Pacquiao, this wasn't just another fight. It was a chance to add one more historic moment to his career. A win would have made him the oldest welterweight champion ever, a massive achievement.
Welterweight division, the rematch between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. And Manny Pacquiao will beat Floyd Mayweather in the rematch. I said it. I like Floyd, a legendary fighter, but I believe how Manny Pacquiao fought yesterday, and we haven't seen Floyd Mayweather. I know he's still in shape, but this Manny Pacquiao and the footwork that he displayed yesterday, and like he said in the post-fight interview, he threw a little bit more punches, but of course he's 46 years old. But I'm just saying, even at 46 years old, he's better than all these guys. He'll knock out Devin Haney, like worse than Ryan Garcia did. Because he can't even match up the angles with Lomachenko. Imagine the angle of Manny Pacquiao, right? Manny Pacquiao will beat Brian Norman Jr. Manny Pacquiao will already beat Mario Barrios. Who else in the 147-pound division? If somebody moves up, you know what I'd like to see? Maybe Manny Pacquiao.
Shannon Sharpe didn't hold back after Manny Pacquiao's fight with Mario Barrios ended in a draw. He criticized the WBC, saying it was unfair and that Pacquiao clearly did enough to win. He also pointed out that Barrios, despite being the younger fighter, didn't show much energy or urgency. To Sharpe, this wasn't just a bad call. It was another sign that boxing is now driven by business, not fairness. Barrios' recent fights have raised eyebrows. Both of his last two matches ended in draws, leaving many fans and experts uneasy. The fight with Pacquiao stood out even more, with a large number of people believing that Manny had clearly come out on top. Many supporters have started to question what's really going on behind the scenes. For Pacquiao fans, the fight showed his continued strength and skill. But for Barrios supporters, the result was hard to justify and felt like it came from favorable judging. What could have been a proud night for boxing turned into a frustrating one. Barrios came under heavy criticism for how
On the welterweight division, the rematch between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. And Manny Pacquiao will beat Floyd Mayweather in the rematch. I said it. I like Floyd, a legendary fighter, but I believe how Manny Pacquiao fought yesterday, and we haven't seen Floyd Mayweather. I know he's still in shape, but this Manny Pacquiao and the footwork that he displayed yesterday, and like he said in the post-fight interview, he threw a little bit more punches, but of course he's 46 years old. But I'm just saying, even at 46 years old, he's better than all these guys. He'll knock out Devin Haney, like worse than Ryan Garcia did.
In contrast, a 46-year-old like Pacquiao winning doesn't benefit the business side as much, and that, Garcia said, could explain why decisions like this happen. A retired U.S. Army veteran, known as the Goose, also spoke out. He said that questionable decisions have happened often in Pacquiao's career and raised concerns about bias in judging. He wondered if Pacquiao, being an Asian fighter, gets judged more harshly than American or British boxers. Many fans agree and feel that despite his world...
Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios fight to a majority draw. The one judge gave it in favor of Barrios, 115-113. My thoughts on this one: I thought Pacquiao did enough. I thought he did enough. Pacquiao did a good amount of work leading up, and it looked like going into those final 3 rounds, 10, 11, 12, Pacquiao had a good lead. Barrios needed the final 3 to be able to make a draw in this fight. The judges thought he did that. I personally didn't. Now, I'm not going to lie, before the final round, I checked the live odds of Manny Pacquiao, and he was a massive favorite to win this fight. Now, I think that there's a slight robbery here. The fans thought so too. And let's not lie, Manny Pacquiao is 46 years old. He is 46. So first, for him to step in there and go the distance with the champion of his old division is so impressive. I don't care what you think of Barrios. Manny Pacquiao is a warrior for stepping in there tonight. 46 years old, and he takes the champion to a majority draw in a fight where many will say that he did enough to get that nod. I think I would love to see him maybe try it again. I think Pacquiao deserved the win here. What do we think? Thoughts on the fight?
Should have won. He led the action and landed the better punches. Yet the decision didn't reflect that. This has reignited the debate over how often boxing gets it wrong, especially when money and marketability seem to come before fairness. For Pacquiao, this wasn't just another fight. It was a chance to add one more historic moment to his career. A win would have made him the oldest welterweight champion ever, a massive achievement. But that opportunity was taken away, not by his opponent, but by a judging decision many believe was deeply flawed.
Yeah, bro, you got robbed last night. And shit, I got robbed last night. We both in the same boat. Last night, Manny Pacquiao got back in the ring, fresh off retirement, and tried to take the belt from Mario Barrios. He's 46, bro. And he was putting belt to ass the whole fight. Draw is crazy. It's absurd. A draw is wild. As bad business. If Manny Pacquiao won last night, we would have witnessed history. He would have been the oldest welterweight champion ever. And coming fresh off retirement, the first Hall of Famer to come back and grab a title. He's different. Last night, Manny Pacquiao proved, bro, he 1-1. Ain't nobody like Manny Pacquiao. Pac-Man is the truth. The truth for real, for real. You can't tell me Pac-Man lost that fight. I'm not going for it. That's cooked. I'm not hearing it. 46. We got robbed, man. Simple and plain. Pac-Man deserved that fight. This draw is bad business, man.